Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Carla, and if you are searching for effective ways to pay off your debts, look no further. Today, I will be sharing 5 practical strategies that can help you achieve your financial freedom and get your debt under control. Whether it is through consolidation, settlements, or other approaches, let's break down each option to find the best fit for you. Before we dive into the specific strategies, remember that debt affects everyone differently. Make sure to tailor this method to your unique financial situation because everyone's situation is different. Even if they have similar situation, the outcomes can be totally different in each case. The strategy number one is a snowball method. This method involves paying off your smaller debt first while making minimum payments on the rest of the debts. So in this case, you're gonna focus on putting the maximum or the most amount that you can on the smaller debts to pay it off as soon as possible. But you have to keep making minimum payments on the rest of the debts. That way those don't fall on bad standing. After you pay off the smallest debt, roll over the extra payment amount to the next smallest balance. What that mean? Basically, the amount that you were paying in all of these that you were doing to pay off that smallest debt before, that all of that amount that you used to put together is gonna roll over and go to the next smaller. Considering the fact that you already paid that off, you wanna put everything in there that you were using on that one. You're gonna put it on the next one, and you're gonna go from there. So basically, on the next one, you're gonna have all of what you pay on the one that you just pay off, plus the minimum that you were paying on this one, and you're gonna go from there. So that way you're gonna incrementing the money that you are paying on this specific debt and moving on. But remember, you have to keep paying the minimum on the other debts. That way it doesn't fall on negative. This method provides a psychological boost, allowing you to see progress early and stay motivated. The strategy number two is the avalanche method. This method focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate while making minimum payments on all of the other balances. This method focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first while making minimum payments on the other balances on all other debts. This approach reduces the overall amount of interest paid, helping you save more money in the long run. This method is best suited for those people who can consistently maintain discipline and don't mind waiting longer for a noticeable progress. If you are desperate and you want to see some progress, then I suggest you to go with the first strategy than this one, because this one at the end, it's gonna be a longer game. The next strategy is debt consolidation. Consolidation involves combining multiple debts into one loan with a lower interest rate. So what you're gonna do is you're not gonna apply for a loan with a lower interest rate, because if you add all of the interest rate on all of the debts, it's a lot. So basically, you get this loan, you pay off all of those debts, and you stick with just one that you just got. So basically, this simplifies your payments by turning many monthly bills into one, often with a reduced interest rate and extend terms. So if you think about it, this is a good way because you don't have to deal with multiple creditors. You just have to focus on one. So it's going to be less stressful mentally. You can handle it better. But also you have to keep in mind that in order to get a good amount of credit limit on a debt consolidation, you have to have a good credit, good history in order to be approved. And also in order to get better rates, like I mentioned, you need a good credit. So ensure that your credit profile is strong before applying. Are you finding these tips helpful so far? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below. Let us know which methods have you used before, which one works for you the best, and what question do you have about this subject. Remember that your feedback keeps me creating valuable content for you. So remember to join my free VIP group that I host in a school group for more exclusive financial tips and community support in everything related to finance and money. So I will leave the link in the description box below. Coming back to the subject, the next strategy is debt settlement. Basically, this means negotiating directly with the creditors to accept a lump sum payment for less than the amount owed. So basically, you get an agreement. You call them, you talk to them, you get in contact with them, explain the situation to see if you can make any arrangement. It could be a payment arrangement. They will get into a settlement with you. It could be less than the total amount, but what at the end of the day you're just going to have a agreement. That way you can pay off this amount directly to them and avoid to get into collections or anything like that. This method is usually handled by a debt settlement agency, cautious of high fees or negative impact on your credit. So like I mentioned before, you have to be careful with this, because on this settlement, sometimes if you are not aware of the situation, they're gonna do kind of a payment plans, or they're gonna do some kind of settlement that is gonna trick your credit report. It's gonna start over some kind of settlement, or something new, some new item is gonna show up in your credit based on this settlement or agreement. So you have to be aware of this situation, that it could happen. So you have to put everything on the table when you are talking with them and get everything in writing. This option is typically best for those with significant debt or who are already delinquent or on payments. The next strategy is balance transfer card. A balance transfer card lets you move high interest rates credit card debts to a new card with an introductory 0% APR offer. What we do here is, like, you have to think strategically. If you have a credit card with 0% APR, or you have a good credit to get a new credit card and apply for a new credit card that has 0% APR, let's say for maybe, usually they are 12-month or 18-month, depending of the product or the institution. So you have to do your homework, check which institution have the best option at the moment, get that card approved, and when they send that over to you, what you do is, like, you use this card, which is 0% APR, for a certain period of time, pay off that debt or the balance that you have in another institution or credit, or with another creditor. That way you have a cushion or a period of time that you can get that money and pay this credit card with 0% APR, meaning you are not paying any interest. So that's why I always say that finance is kind of a game. You have to find out the best way that you can handle situations, paying the less amount of interest, and also using other people's money. So using this strategy, pay off as much as possible during the introductory period to maximize savings. Like I just mentioned, basically the maximize the savings on the interest, because you probably are paying a lot of interest on the other debts with all of the other creditors. But this way, you can save on the interest. You can focus on just start making money and paying this one off, and then you don't have to deal with interest at all. Be aware of the transfer fee. So most of these credit cards, even though you get it, you have to pay a transfer fee in order to pay or send the money or pay off all other debts, or send money to the other creditors. You have to pay a fee, but I'm pretty sure that probably that fee is going to be much more better than paying interest every single month to all of the other creditors. And ensure that the standard APR after the introductory period is manageable for you, because if you don't pay off that balance on that new credit card with 0% and the term is gone or is ended, then they're going to start charging you with the interest rate of that product, and you have to start paying that. So you're gonna go back to the interest rate. So just try to think ahead and double check all of the single details. That way it's manageable for you, and you can pay this without any issues. So remember, it doesn't matter which of this strategy you are implementing to pay off your debts. Remember, it's crucial to monitor your credit report to make sure there are no errors or discrepancy affecting your credit score, because we are working toward your credit. We want to increase the credit and all of that. So if you notice any error or a previously resolved issue reappear, file a reinsertion dispute letter. That way you can handle those items. So now let's see some pros and cons of each debt payoff method. Snowball method. The pros is quick wins to keep you motivated. The negative is may result in paying more interest overall because you are paying the less amount of debt. You are not thinking about interest. On the other hand, the avalanche method, the pros, the pro is like you are saving more money by reducing the overall interest cost because you are tackling first the highest debt, the highest interest rate cost, and go from there. The cons of the avalanche is that it can be challenging to stay motivated because due to a slower initial progress. So it's like this is a longer game, but you're going to be saving more money. The pro of debt consolidation is basically simplify payments and can reduce interest rate tremendously because you're going to focus just in one loan. The cons is require a good credit and careful budgeting to avoid accumulating new debts. So you have to be careful because if you are dealing with this, remember that you have to deal just with one creditor, one loan, but it's going to be a large amount because you pay off multiple debts. So you don't want to fall in some other debts at the same time. So we are trying to work in something here. The pro of debt settlement is reduce the total debt owed. So that's a good thing. But the cost is may negatively impact your credit score and involve high fees. So you have to be careful with this. You are resolving an issue. You might get settled for less of the amount that you owe, but it comes with some negative stuff. The pros for the balance transfer card is that you save interest rate during the introductory period, but the cons is like transfer fees can be high. That's true, but like I mentioned before, you have to think about that maybe it can be high, but it's just one fee, and you don't have to deal with the interest rate in monthly basis to all of the other creditors that you have debts on. And the standard APR after the promotion and might be costly because usually this credit card comes with um, it has a good benefit, but then you have to deal with the APR or the interest rate when the period ends. So each of these methods can be effective, but finding the right one depends on your financial situation and goals. Just keep this in mind in order for you to decide which one you're gonna go with, because all of them are effective depend on how you implement them. That is it for today's guide on 5 ways to pay off debts. Thank you for watching. By choosing the right strategy and staying disciplined, you can break free from that. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and join my free VIP group for more insights. Stay focused, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.